Hey, it's LaShanda Henry here, and you are listening to the Sister Sense Success Series so that I can give you a dose of daily direction. Today is an awesome day because I get to talk to you about, once again, one of my favorite things, which is smart marketing and sales online. Specifically, we are going to dive into what I like to call CACs, which is essentially creating content around your content. So what does that mean? At the end of the day, if you are looking to promote your freebies so that you can build your list, or promote your products so that you can build your bank, either way, there are going to be people who come and immediately try and buy, and then they're going to be the majority of the people who see it, say, okay, and then walk away. Which means you've got to start to create more CACs, which is content that helps you promote your content, free content, around your paid content, so that number one, you can attract more attention, and number two, so that you can get some of the people who went to that particular opt-in offer and sales page, you can get them to come back several times over. Because sometimes that first time they may see it and say, okay, I'll come back to it later, or honestly, they may get excited and put everything into the shopping cart, and then 2 seconds before they hit that buy button, they say, you know what? I don't know, maybe tomorrow, right? So you want to make sure that you're finding smart ways for you to not only attract new people, but to get the same people to come back and take a look at your opt-ins and your sales pages, especially if they did not initially opt in or make that purchase, right? And they abandoned the cart. You want to make sure that you've got some smart CACs to reactivate and get them back to what you've got for them, okay? So let's talk about how you're going to create more CACs, and today I will share with you some smart ways to make that happen, okay? Step number one. First thing you're going to do is create a list, okay? I'm a list-loving kind of a girl. So this is actually a piece of what I call my Sister Sense Success Map Intensive. And in the Success Map, I share with you some smart things that you can do to start to look at your products, come up with your prices, think about your daily to your quarterly, your weekly, and your monthly goals, and get clear about how much you want to make, how much you want to price things, and what kind of revenue you're looking to bring into your business. So we're going to just take a piece of the success map today, which is about specifically lists. And what I want you to do is map out for yourself two things. Number one, what paid products, what services, what digital content, what physical content that are you selling that you want people to buy? Okay, make that list. And then number two, what free content, right? I'm sure you've got some pop-ups and opt-in somewhere. What are some free things that you want people to opt into? Okay, so make that list, check it twice. That's number one. Here's the deal. I want to make sure that you can take a good look in front of your face, not just in your mind, because sometimes we got so many things going on in our mind, whether it be personal or professional, we get overwhelmed. It's important for you to really just be able to sit down and take a look at your list and see what you've got. Some of my clients tell me that, man, that's a huge game changer for them, because either they didn't realize how much they had, or they didn't realize there were some good things that maybe they created a while back that they could use now, and they totally forgot about it. So take that page out of the Success Map training, which is a 3-hour intensive, by the way. If you're interested or curious about the Success Map training, you can write this one down, sistersense.com/map, so that you can participate in that training if you are interested. Okay, so that first piece is looking at your list of both paid and free offers. Make a list, check it twice so that we can note number two. Okay. Number two, I want you to kiss overwhelm goodbye. Seriously, mwah, kiss it away. Kiss, K-I-S-S, keep it seriously simple. Once you've identified for yourself the paid and the free offers, don't try to do everything all at once. This is about using CAC strategically, which means that when I say I want you to kiss it, keep it seriously simple, I want you to use my simple sales system, okay? One of the reasons why I created this system is because I wanted wanted to share the things that I do to effectively bringing the 4 and the 5 and the 6 figures, right? And also because I realized when I was telling people to keep it simple, for a lot of type A creative entrepreneurs like myself, simple is hard. You start off by saying, okay, I'm going to do this one thing, and then 5 minutes later, you've got like 1,000 other things that you want to do, and you're like, oh my God, where do I start? So I had to really sit down, document my process, and out of that, the SIMPLE, SIMPLE acronym was born. That simply means select, item, market, promote, link, engage. So once you look at your list, I want you to identify one item, one offer, whether it's a paid offer or a free offer, that you say, okay, I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to create some CAC content around this particular piece of content. Start here, build those, and then work into the next one. Okay? Because especially if you're like me and you're a mommy entrepreneur, or maybe you're a 9-to-5 girl with a side hustle, if you've got a lot going on top of that, you don't want to have to simultaneously figure out how you're going to strategically promote like 15 different products, right? So take a look, select one, keep it simple, focus on that one, and then you can do some of the strategies that I'm going to share with you today. Now, I don't want you to overload yourself or to sit there and deliberate and say, should I do this one? Should I do this one? Should I do this? Pick one, okay? Pick one, work with it. Now, if you really, really find it difficult to pick things, and you really, really find it difficult to keep it simple, and you really, really, really love the idea of making money, but you hate sales, then you definitely want to take advantage of the Simplify, Serve, and Sell Sales Challenge, in which I teach my simple sales system. That challenge is available to you along with the Simple Sales Workbook at sistasense.com/simple. So in that particular challenge, I will share with you 24 amazing ways to sell one product. I help you focus on picking one product at a time and keeping it simple so that we can talk about different things that you can do to share that particular offer and not feel like you always have to say the same thing, which is buy my stuff, right? Other than you saying buy my stuff, in that particular challenge, I share with you some really simple things that you can do to start to get better at being a smart seller online, okay? But that aside, so write that down, sistasense.com/simple. What I want you to do is, once you, number one, identify your free and paid offers. Number two, kiss confusion away. Keep it seriously simple. Select one item. One item that you can SIMPLE, select, item, market, promote, link, engage around that one item. And I'm going to share with you some examples that you can utilize for that today. Okay, so we've got list number one. Now we have list, no, not quite a list, but number two is you're selecting that one particular item. Then number three, we can get into the CACs. Let me first identify for you, or rather explain to you, the significance of creating content around your content. Every day, hopeful, aspiring entrepreneurs are going online and they're saying, hey, here's my product, go buy it, right? They're sending people to their sales pages, they're sending people to their main website page, they're paying for advertising on one social media platform or another, and sometimes it's working, and for a lot of people, especially those entrepreneurs who are struggling, the brokepreneurs, it's not working, right? Maybe you're sending people to pages that are not converting, maybe you're getting a few traffic or a few clicks here and there, but nothing is happening. And in those cases, what you're missing is what I like to call the wow, woo, win factor. You've got a wow, woo, and win, which is a system that I have. I'm going to just share with you a little bit here, okay? Think about new customers as you in a relationship, right? Just as if you met a new partner and you guys started dating, there's a wow, woo, win experience, right? Everybody wants to show their best self. Everybody wants to engage and be really all up in that person that they just met, the late night calls, the long walks, the lunches, just the random surprise pop-ins, wowing and wooing and winning, because everybody is in love in that beginning stage, right? You want to think about when customers come to you, if all you're doing is just kind of randomly paying for advertising, or, just kind of randomly having people go to your sales page or your squeeze page every here and there, there's no wow, woo, and win. It's really 60 seconds or less. For all of those random people that are coming, if you don't capture and convert them at that moment, you may never see them again. And probably you don't even ever see these people because you don't even know sometimes who's coming to your site. There's no stick, there's no relationship. So when I talk about this idea of creating more content, more free content around the offers that you're trying to promote, whether those are opt-in offers or sales offers, the idea here is that you are going to dig into the marketing rule, which is the rule of 7. The rule of 7 says that most people have to see your marketing message at least 7 times to take action. Now, here's the deal with that. You're focused on trying to get as much traffic to you as possible. I want you to shift that mindset ever so slightly. And in addition to focus on getting traffic, what you really want is to get the same people to see your marketing message multiple times. Meaning that if that person sees it one time and never again and walks away, that's not going to help you. What you want to be able to do is to attract that person not once, not twice, not 3 times, but at least 7 times. You know, if you get them the 3rd or the 4th time, great. You know, if you get them the first time, oh my gosh, even better. But the reality is most people are going to have to come back a couple of times before they buy. Think about that. Think about things that you see either in a store, real time, you know, offline, or that you see online, and you're like, oh, this is interesting, I'm going to purchase that. Sometimes you immediately do it, but most times, maybe you never get to it, or it takes you 3 or 4 times before you actually buy. As an entrepreneur, I know people come to me and say, you know what, I've been following you for several months or even several years, and this is my first purchase. So keep in mind that people are not going to buy when you want them to. They're going to buy when they're ready. So being in a position where you consistently create content that you give to those same people so you can get them coming back to you, that's going to help you make sure that you are doing as much as you can do with respect to the rule of 7, right? And getting more eyes, getting more of the same eyes to come back again. Okay, so we're thinking about CACs and why you need to create more content around your content, because number 1, you want to bring in that wow, woo, win factor. You want to make sure that when you're attracting new people, you are wooing, you are wowing, so it's a mutual win. They feel like they're getting value, they're learning from you, they're loving you, and they want to take advantage of the things that you offer. And you, in return, are building bank because you're converting those browsers into actual buyers. So I'm going to share with you 4 types of CACs, specifically AVIT. AVIT. There are 4 types of content that you should be creating. Audio, A. Video, V. Images, I. Text, T. AVIT. So I'm going to give you some smart examples of the different types of content in those 4 categories that you can create. And then those categories are going to help you to come up with some ideas of your own. As we go through this process, if you have questions for me, number 1, you can email me, sistersense@gmail.com. No, that's number 1. If you have questions for me, number 2, you can actually go to sistersense.com and see there's a little gray tab on the right side. Click it, leave me a voice message, talk to me. Whether you are in the States or you are international, I would love to connect with you, hear your voice, and find out what you're working on. So whether it be emailing me, sending me a voice message, or even scheduling a call with me over at callme.sistersense.com. You've got quite a few options to connect, reach out, and let me know how you would like to grow and how you would perhaps like me to be a part of that equation. All right, so just want to make sure that as we share and talk about these topics today, you have a way to connect with me outside of this audio. Okay, so type number 1 is actually audio. And so I'm going to share with you 3 examples, and out of that, hopefully you can come up with some concepts that might work for you. Number 1, there is nothing like getting on the phone and actually listening to and talking to someone, especially on this space where you are being bombarded by so many people that you're like, I don't know, who should I trust? Everybody's telling me they're so awesome. How do I really know that? When you can get on the phone and really start to build a one-on-one relationship, or even a one-to-many relationship. And when I say one-to-many, I mean you're on the phone and you're talking to multiple people at one time. That's going to start to build real relationships and real connections that resonate with your audience. So one of the things that I love to do, honestly, is to host conference calls when I get the opportunity to connect with my audience, and that is content around my content. right? So a great example of that is one of my favorite platforms is freeconferencecall.com. And there are times when, let's say, for example, I'm hosting an event. One of my favorite events to host every year is my Back to Business virtual conference for women entrepreneurs every single October. It's an amazing live event with masterclass sessions and fire powerhouse experts, women who know what they know and would love to help you learn so that you can grow your business online over at backtobusiness.me. I always tell folks it's the place to be in October. Now, I share that with you because strategically, one of the things that I love to do is before my actual live event, I'll have a conference where I'll get my speakers on and they'll be able to share what they're talking about. They can answer questions live, absolutely free before we even do the actual virtual conference. So you can do that for like as a precursor to an event. You can just jump on and say, listen, here are some things that I would love to teach you, and have that free session be an opportunity for you to not only teach, but talk about your paid session. One of my strategies I call sell and tell. And in that, as you are teaching and telling, you're strategically selling an offer, right? So teleconference calls are great, whether you want to do free consultations one-on-one or free teleconferences where you teach to a group of multiple people. Hopefully you have freeconferencecall.com. If you don't have it, you definitely want to go get it. And then number two, just kind of keeping in mind here that, again, like I said, when it comes to really making connections with people, being able to get on the phone and talk to you and ask you questions is really invaluable, right? So conference calls, number one. Number two, pre-recorded sessions. Absolutely love to create pre-recorded sessions as an opportunity for me to simulate getting on the phone. Because guess what? It takes a lot of time to get on the phone. You know, if you want to do, again, free consultations, or if you want to do free trainings via teleconferences, again, that's great content that you can create to engage your audience, but sometimes you don't have the time to do that. For me, I love to do pre-recorded sessions similar to what you're listening to right now, because it's an opportunity for me to simulate those live calls. Okay. One of the things that you can do that's absolutely free and actually is easier than you might think is to consider creating your own podcast. You record some audio sessions and then post them on popular podcasting platforms like iTunes and SoundCloud and Stitcher. As a matter of fact, as I'm recording this for you now, one of my last actual clarity calls with one of my private clients, we had talked about that. And I said, you know what? It's so easy. Just go to iTunes, sign up. And she was like, oh my God, LaShanda, I have an iTunes podcast. That was a week later. It's relatively easy to do. And guess what? Here's something I want to share with you. If you consider creating a podcast, it does not have to be, by the way, my podcast is over at itunes.sistersense.com. It does not have to be this major overwhelming endeavor where you're podcasting every week or even every single day. Me, strategically, I just have a few podcasts up there. I pre-record them, I upload them as I have the time to do that so that I can build a series, okay? So you don't necessarily have to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this podcast and I'm going to do it every single day and it's going to be this huge endeavor. It can be as simple as you saying, you know what, I'm just going to put maybe 3 to 5 to start up there just so that I know that people, because guess what, when they're sitting there, especially if they're on iTunes or SoundCloud or Stitcher, when you're not there, there are people who are searching for your particular industry. They'll come across you, they'll download and they'll listen. So it's kind of like having something that's going to work for your business in the background, right? So for example, if you're trying to promote a particular opt-in offer, or maybe a particular offer that is a paid offer, you can think about, let me do 3 podcast audios in which I teach, but at the same time I have an opportunity to mention my offer, right? And then you put those up there and they sit there and people download and they listen. And this, for me, when you come up with your CACs, which is content around your content, a part of that is putting your business on autopilot. So essentially, when you're doing other things, people are downloading your audios, they're listening to that audio, they're watching your videos, they're reading your text, they're looking at your images, and that's what's going to help you create what I like to call businesses on autopilot that actually help grow and what's the best word I can share with you? These are strategies that I use to generate everyday sales. Okay. So outside of you having VAs or you always feeling like you have to be on live, whether it be live calls or live streams or what have you, you want to make sure that you create enough content that is pre-recorded or pre-prepared so that content can work for you in the background. Okay, so example number 1 for audio was conference calls, number 2 pre-recorded, and number 3 is thinking about how you can strategically use pre-recorded sessions, not even just in podcasts, but just in general. So a great example of that, I have a Finish Strong 90-day challenge. It's absolutely free at sistasense.com/finish. Forgive me, sistasense.com/strong. So sistasense.com/strong. It's my free 90-day Finish Strong challenge for entrepreneurs looking to end this year strong and start the next one even stronger. Every other day, so basically every 2 days, I send you an audio message with marketing and sales advice, especially during the end of year holiday sales, closeout sales, some smart start things that you can do, not even just for this year, but the next year, right? And that is an automated sequence. It goes out every other day for 90 days, and these are audio messages that I pre-recorded. So it's kind of like you're getting on the phone with me, or you're doing a quick little 5-10 minute web class with me absolutely for free, right? So you can think about that for yourself. Number 1, can you do conference calls? Number 2, can you pre-record, maybe do a podcast? Number 4, number 2, number 3, I think I'm on number 3. You can even consider creating short audios, again, 5 minutes, 10-minute long, and then sharing those with your community via email, and a challenge is a great way to do that. So if you're interested, you can take a look at sistasense.com/strong. It's an absolutely free challenge from me to you, but it's also just a great way for you to see how I set my stuff up, right? So whether it's the Simplify, Serve, and Sell challenge, the Finish Strong challenge, or the Success Map, you can go to these particular websites and not only take advantage of them if it's information that you are interested in, but you can take a look at the offers, take a look at the copy and the format. Hopefully in doing so, that can provide you with a point of direction. All right, so audio is number 1, video is number 2. So the last thing that I said to you with respect to audio is that you can come up with content live, but it can also be content that you pre-record, right? And I'm going to be honest with you, it does not have to be difficult. It does not have to be difficult. As a matter of fact, a few weeks ago, as I'm sharing this particular recording with you, I hosted for my mastermind members, an audio challenge in which I shared with the ladies some smart things they can do to create audio, especially for those who hate to do video, to create audio that they could use to promote their business. One of the ladies who participated in my audio challenge, she came back to me and she said, you know what, LaShanda, this was so great because not only did I get all these great ideas and I'm actually doing audio right now, you know, beforehand, I really thought that this was going to be expensive. Like I had to buy all this expensive equipment, the expensive microphones, or I had to pay people a lot of money to do this stuff for me. And you literally gave me a ton of free tools that I could use. And I'm working on my audios right now. I've got a ton of stuff and I'm working on some stuff this weekend. So with these strategies, you're in a position, even if you feel that you are on a tight budget or you're like, you don't have the most experience with technology, you can create CACs for your business right now without having a lot of time or funds to do so. Realistically, at the end of the day, your ability to get this done is completely up to you, your time, your effort, and your creativity. By the way, the audio challenge is still available, and if you're interested, you can go to sistasense.com/AC if you were interested in participating. It starts when you start it, and you can get all the information that you need to learn about some smart ways that you can use audio to grow your business. I've shared a few of them with you here. So one of the things that you can do to transition from audio content to video content is to simply convert your audios into video. I do that all the time. So think about that for yourself. Have you done speaking engagements, or have you previously done teleconference calls? Do you have audio stuff that's in MP3 format or M4A format that you can now convert to video? How is this, or why is this important? One, because you diversify the way in which people can get your content. For example, if I've got a piece of training for you today and it's on iTunes, then I take that same piece of training that's in audio and make it in a video and then upload it to YouTube. Now I have doubled my reach, right? So you want to think about that for yourself. Do you, number one, have pre-recorded audio that's content, that's specifically not only just content that you can convert into video, but hopefully content that in which you discuss the paid content or the opt-in offers that you are looking to share? Because remember, this is about CAC, content around your content. So not only do you want to just create great information, but you want to make sure that you're integrating within those pieces of content your paid offers and your opt-in offers. Don't just expect people to come to your website and put their stuff in that pop-in. If you want to get more people on your list and more people signing up to your stuff, you've got to create more content around it. Your opt-ins and also your sales pages, the things that you want to sell. Okay? So I'm going to be honest with you, full disclosure, one of the easiest things that I do when it comes to converting audio into video is I plop my audio recordings into my favorite software platform on my computer. I've got a PC. It's Windows Movie Maker. It's one of my favorite. I've got 3. But Windows Movie Maker is absolutely fabulous. I put that in there. I put a graphic so that you can see a graphic as you're watching the video, but really it's just one graphic and you're listening to the audio. And I use Windows Movie Maker on my PC. If you have an Apple device, you've got iMovie, right? Same thing. Now I teach how you can do that inside of my video challenge. I do have a video challenge in addition to the audio challenge, which is at sistasense.com/VC. So VC is for the video challenge. You can go there and sign up. And AC, sistasense.com/AC, is for the audio challenge. One of the things that I love to do is teach everything that I do, full disclosure, so you can see and hear the strategies. You can hear the strategies and then see my screen and see how I put stuff together. So even whether you choose to sign up and opt in and take advantage of those challenges, full disclosure, I just want to let you know that you can do this, right? Whether you've got iMovie or Movie Maker, and if they come already built into your computer, that's a free piece of software that you can use to create content, and you probably didn't realize it was sitting there, and you should be using that, right? So let me give you an example of this particular type of CAC so that you can see it. I'm a visual girl. If you go to sistasense.com/909, sistasense.com/909. It's going to take you over to my daily direction series. Now, number 1, that's a great episode because in that episode, I talk about content creation goals, how to get back on track, crush it, and stay consistent. So that's just a great message to listen to, period. Absolutely free. Number 2, as you're listening to that, absolutely free, again, sistasense.com/909, you can see how I put together my audio that I convert into video. It's just one fabulous graphic. And then the audio you can play and listen to in the background. Most times when I create these, I use Movie Maker. Again, if you have an Apple device, maybe you want to use iMovie. There are a ton of other softwares out there. I show you the technical pieces inside of my challenge trainings. It's up to you as far as your area of expertise. If you can do it by yourself, great. If you need me to show you how, I do have the audio and the video challenge available to you if you need to watch my screen and get that extra support to see how these are put together. So the first example when it comes to video content is thinking about what audio you've already created that you can convert into video. Okay, again, when you create these, you want to think about not only what you want to teach in the content itself, but how you're going to connect what you're teaching to your other offer, right? Because remember, this is free content that's going to basically introduce people and or get them excited about the real content that you want to share, which is either your paid offer or a free opt-in offer that you're excited about getting them to opt in and sign up for. Okay? So keep that in mind. Another example that I want to share with you is web classes. I love to host web classes, and essentially I call them web classes. You probably know it as just simple live stream. So if you're not doing live stream, or you've been thinking about it but you haven't decided to do it yet, I highly recommend it. One of the things that I love to do is once I come up with an offer, say I'm doing a course, or I've got my Back to Business virtual conference. Once I come up with an offer, I think about, well, what are some things that I can teach around this particular offer? Some people love to do webinars. I personally love to do live streams, right? So I will jump on a live stream class. I'll do a Periscope or a Facebook Live. There's Instagram Live. There are all these different platforms that you can use. And I'll teach, right? I'll teach about a particular topic, and then I'll connect that topic to whatever particular offer that topic is related to. So I want to share with you how I get this done. And again, some of these resources you can go to absolutely free. You can take a look at the pages, you can listen to and watch the content, and hopefully out of that you can get some free Sister Sense one-on-one instruction as far as how I put my material together. You can pull out of that what you will. A great example of that is if you go to sistersense.com/15, you'll be able to sign up to one of my web classes, which is called 15 Things Messing with Your Money. In that particular web class, I really dig in and dig deep with respect to the different things that a lot of women entrepreneurs struggle with respect to sales and bringing steady income, steady and real income into their businesses. So that's an opportunity to really learn. It's a web class that I hosted as a live stream. And when you go there, sistersense.com/15, 15, the numeral 15, you'll be able to take a look at that replay. So think about for yourself, can you come up with anywhere between 3 to 5 topics that you would like to teach in the form of a live stream, and then go forth and make it happen, right? So that's example number 2. Final example for you, number 3, really simple strategy that you can use with video. Just take your smartphone, whether you choose to do this on Facebook or Instagram or both. You want to go to Facebook, click on the little live button so you can do a quick Facebook story. Same thing on Instagram. These little quick stories, I think you can make them 15 to 30 seconds long. They're really short, but you don't even have to get in front of the camera. Turn your computer on. Either go to your opt-in page or your offer sales page and say, hey, here's something I want to share with you today. It's absolutely fabulous and or absolutely free. Here's the link. This is what it looks like. Bam. You can do that and show your screen, do a quick 15 or 16 second story. It's going to be up there for, I think, about 24 hours, depending upon the platform that you use. You don't have to get in front of the camera, but guess what? Folks are looking at their stories all day, every day. When I'm bored and I've got 5 minutes to kill, I'm checking out stories, right? During lunch, in the car, waiting for somebody, what stories are up there today, right? You can do that strategically a couple of times a day, creating these little quick stories, just little quick updates into who you are and what you do. You're sitting there and you're watching everybody else use these things. You should be using them too, right? And again, stories are great. You don't necessarily, you can be in front of the camera if you want, or you can point the camera at your screen and show them a particular opt-in or sales page with a link to let them know how to get there, right? So you can do audio, you can do video. Let's talk about illustrations, okay? Now, there are just so many great things that you can do with images. As they say, pictures are worth 1,000 words, right? So the first thing I want to do is talk to you about what images you're using and how to get some better ones. Number one, outside of the pictures that you take for yourself, you certainly want to make sure that you're using royalty-free, high-quality photos with pictures and images that really reflect your brand. So the first thing I'll share with you, 3 resources that I absolutely love. Number one, Pixabay, Pixabay.com. Free platform, great resources. That's number one. Number two, Create Her Stock. I'm a sister girl, woman entrepreneur of color. Create Her Stock has some great images for women of color. Create Her, H-E-R, stock.com. You can sign up and get free images every month and or get a premium account in which you get access to all the fabulous photos they have on that platform. And the premium account is really little to nothing. So it's a great value whether you sign up for the free or the paid one. Last but not least, as a web designer, I am a designer. I do graphics and put up sites for a lot of clients. I've been doing that for almost 20 years now. One of the platforms that I love to use is Adobe Stock. I think it's stock.adobe.com, one of the two. But if you Google Adobe Stock, that's another platform that I love to use to get great photos from. I believe the premium account starts at $30 and then goes up from there. Okay, so when it comes to images, number one, you really want to be very, very strategic and intentional. You don't want to use low quality images. You don't want to just kind of go on Google and see if you can swipe some images, because in this day and age, everyone is online and there are penalties when you use people's images and you are not authorized to do so. So you want to make sure that you're paying for high quality royalty free images, whether you pay for them or take advantage of the free platforms out there that give you access to high quality royalty free images. That's number one. Number two, infographics. I cannot say that enough. Infographics are all the rage. People are creating amazing images that not only inform but also entertain. Memes, highly popular, right? So two platforms that I absolutely love when it comes to graphics and illustrations. Number one, Giphy, Giphy. Giphy, I download the app. I find some highly hilarious, animated images, and also images that are memes. Memes have text on them. They're totally funny. I find some that, it could be totally random, but I find a way to relate it to either what I'm working on that day or something that's happening in my business. And I upload them to my Instagram and my Facebook account. You want to pick things that are funny and hilarious but relevant to what you're doing, because they really do get people's attention. They get them laughing, and they give you kind of an in to not be boring and blah, but get people connected and talk about what you're working on. So absolutely love Giphy, number one. Number two, Pinterest. Right? So one of the things that people are strategically doing is creating these amazing information graphics and then putting those graphics onto their website, then pinning those web pages on Pinterest. That's a great way for you to drive traffic to your site absolutely free. So, by the way, I am on Pinterest. If you want to find me, LaShanda Henry, aka Sister Sense, I am there. You want to think about strategically creating a few Pinterest boards. Not just for me, I'm a mommy, so I've got crafty boards and mommy boards that are private and fun for me, but strategically coming up with content, coming up with infographics. And it doesn't have to be for everything. You can right now just pick maybe 3 to 5 of your best articles, come up with a nice graphic for it, put it on your website, connect it to your article, and then pin it. So you can at least start to gain some momentum and traffic with respect to gaining some attention on the Pinterest platform. Now, there's so much to be said about that particular platform. I won't go into overwhelm today, but just making it so that you're mindful of the fact that you are missing out on the ability to create CAC's content around your content using platforms like Pinterest, number one, or engaging your audience using funny memes and animated graphics, illustrations using a platform like Giphy, number two. Okay, so when you think about for yourself, maybe a free opt-in offer that you're trying to give to people in audio, a free report, can you pull out a piece of information, turn it into an awesome graphic, and then pin it on a platform like Pinterest, or share it via your social media? Now, hopefully you have resource number, 5,000 that I've given you today. Hopefully you've got Canva, right? Go on Canva, create some infographics. Canva has graphic templates, number one. Number two, they have the perfect sizes for every social media platform. So if you want to create a Pinterest infographic, create something for Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, they've got you covered. And it's absolutely free. And trust me, if you want to strategically create images, you really should be advancing up to the paid Canva account, which I think is like $10 or $12 a month. It is nothing in comparison to all the amazing that you get in the back end. By the way, I also have a Canva challenge, believe it or not. sistersense.com/Canva. And inside of that challenge, I teach you how to use Canva. I'm going to tell you, a lot of my clients, a lot of my mentees, that is one of their favorite trainings, because you may be using Canva, but you don't use Canva like I use Canva. So as a professional web designer and graphics designer, I can show you some fabulous pieces of content that you can create even without me. Right? Because you probably can say, LaShanda, I've tried it and I've come up with some things. They look right. I'm a Brooklyn girl, so I'm bringing in that Brooklyn. They look all right, but they're not quite what they need to be. I can show you some simple strategies to really get that POP pop when it comes to creating graphics that people see and take notice of. So I wanted to share some resources with you here and kind of motivate you to utilize some of these tools. But of course, if you would love to see behind the scenes how I use Canva and how easy it is for you to come up with not only graphics, but even PDFs that you maybe never even thought you could create, I do have the Canva challenge, and you can learn more about it at sistasense.com/Canva. So now that we've talked about a couple of things with respect to I, which is your images, well, here's the last thing that I'm going to say about images before I go any further. You also want to think about, with respect to your images, not only you creating infographics, not only you using high quality resolution images, or also creating these, funny memes and using Giphies and things of that nature. You want to start to proactively use images that get people excited about you. So what kind of images could those be? Those could be behind the scenes images. So let's say, for example, you are trying to promote an event. Some behind the scenes of you setting up the event, putting together the swag bags, maybe images of a throwback of the event that you did before, right? I've got my Back to Business virtual conference over at backtobusiness.me every year. I create images of my speakers. I create images with, quotes from the speakers. I create images with the flyer of the event. I show images of when I have my live weekend workshop here in North Carolina. I share throwback images of me and my clients when they come out and all of the amazing that we put together. Utilize showing people behind the scenes, utilize creating images or showing people, let's say you've got a book, right? Are people taking pictures of your book and sending it to you, writing you, showing you what they've done? Let's say, somebody texted you or they emailed you and say, oh my goodness, I love you so much. This is what I was able to create, or this is how much I got from what your amazing was. You want to make sure that you can screenshot those. If you don't know, hopefully you know now, you can hit the power button and the home button on your phone to take a screenshot of what the picture is. See that all the time. Folks are screenshotting their bank account. They're screenshotting testimonials and text messages from clients. Use images and say, by the way, this is a person who just got my e-course. They already are seeing results. Did you get the e-course yet? Bam, you need to go there. That's an example of an image that's going to motivate people to get excited about you. So if you don't know how you can grow your business with video, with audio, with images, that's why I've created these challenges. Number one, just completely free. I'm sharing with you today hopefully some examples of things that you can do, things that I strategically do to get people excited using audio, video, images, and text. But of course, if you want to dig deeper, that's why you have access to the challenges. And of course, they're available to you whenever you're ready to start at these particular websites that I've mentioned to you. sistasense.com/AC for the audio challenge, sistasense.com/VC for the video challenge, and sistasense.com/Canva for the Canva challenge. Okay, so those are some examples, like I said, as far as images. Let's talk about the last one, which is text. I am a typer and not a talker, if you can believe it, because I think I've been talking to you for about 45 minutes now. But honestly, I prefer to sit down and write content and create it versus talk it out, which is why text is one of my absolute favorites. I tell people all the time, when I started my business, I was a shy introvert, social introvert, and so typing was the thing that I felt most comfortable doing. And my blog brings me in consistent business. So one of the things that you want to think about is, number one, how you can write a few articles around what you're trying to sell. Whether you teach in those articles or maybe you interview other people for those articles. Think about what your opt-in offer is. Again, because I told you want to pick one thing you're going to focus on, right? Kiss the confusion away. Keep it simple. What's the offer? Is it a free offer? Is it a paid offer? Then think about, can you come up with 5 to 10 articles that you can post on your blog around that offer? Remember, keep in mind, you want to make sure that you can write a series so that for a consistent period of time, your readers are hearing you mention that particular offer multiple times. perfect example of that. I said to you, I am a web designer. And when I was really digging deep into customizing Ning Networks, which is a platform that allows you to create your own social networks, I came up with a series of articles on how to optimize your Ning, so that people were searching for that. I mean, back in the day, Ning networks were really popular, and I was making a ton of money customizing them for clients. Me writing those articles, sharing feedback on what you could do to really rev up your Ning network, that allowed me to attract people and show that I was credible in that particular area. So you, again, want to identify your offer, then you want to create content around it, CAC, based on what that offer is, okay? Another great example, affiliate marketing is one of the smartest ways for you to bring in supplemental income into your business. So I created a series in which I talked about some smart things that you can do as far as getting into affiliate marketing, and each of those were connected to my e-course on affiliate marketing. Ding, ding, ding. Does that make sense? So again, you want to think about for yourself text-wise, once you know what your offer is, can you come up with 5 to 10 articles around that offer? One of the things that I love to do, and you already know what I'm going to say, is challenges. And I always teach the strategies that work for me so that I can share them with the ladies in my circle. I do have a blogging challenge, and literally over the course of 10 days, I share with you so many ways that you can optimize your blog and create content, because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't write in my blog every day. What I do is I sit down for about 3 days, I knock out a ton of articles, sometimes, believe it or not, 90 to 100 articles, and then I strategically schedule them out, so while they're working on my blog, I'm working on other things. I'm very busy. You can tell by the way that I talk, I'm a content creation girl. I turn it out without thinking sometimes, just because I have so much information in me, and I try to get it out as quickly as possible. But doing it every single day, it's not who I am. So I strategically sit down and I do what I like to call bulk tasking. I create, and then put them things on autopilot. So can you just simply not even do 100, if that much, but 5 to 10 articles specifically on that one particular opt-in offer, and then post that on your blog? So that's helping to bring some traffic into your space. Now, that's what you can do as far as your blog is concerned. Let's talk about social media. One of my favorite plugins, or not plugins because I'm thinking blog, one of my favorite apps, it's called WordSwag. I love it. I love WordSwag. You can take some text and you can put it into a nice graphic that you can create and post on your social media platforms. So think about what your offer is. And here's the deal. I tell people that when you think about your offer, whether it's free or it's paid, it's a gift. It's valuable. It's something that you created to give to the world. Now, if you think about your offer as a gift, I want you to keep in mind that what do we do with most gifts? Before we give it, we wrap it up in a present, right? We wrap it up with that gift wrapping paper. But here's the deal. Your wrapping paper, which is your sales page, which is your graphic, which is your copy, guess what? When you wrap it up, people can't see what's inside. So maybe sometimes they'll walk away because you're like, that's a nice box. They're not interested. But they can't really see what is inside the content, which is why, number one, I'm really encouraging you to start to create some CACs, because CACs give people an opportunity to kind of sneaky pull back a little piece of the tape without messing up the wrapping and see what you've got inside. So with WordSwag, you can think about for yourself, do you have any quotes, or do you have any quick tips, or do you have any smart tools that you share in your product that you can just put into a nice little text graphic, use that app, and post it on your social media platforms? And then, of course, at the bottom of that or in the description say, here's one resource. There are so many more that I share, right? Let's say, for example, you have a workbook or a book, right? I'm a book girl. I love to create workbooks. You can say, well, here is a resource that I share on XYZ page in my book. You can try this. And if you are interested in getting the whole book, go here, right? So WordSwag is a great app. And then, as I mentioned before, you can't go wrong with Canva. So you want to think about for yourself how you can pull I would say about 10% of, especially if you got an information-based offer, can you pull about 10% of that and come up with a free offer that you can provide to people that's going to get them excited about what you do? And surprisingly, you may not know this, outside of creating graphics, because Canva is known for graphics, right? You can create what I like to call power PDFs. You can create your own reports. You can create your own ebooks. It's really a diverse platform. As a matter of fact, if you go to sistasense.com/12PTS. 12PTS stands for 12 Power Tools. That is a free report in which I share my 12 favorite power tools currently on my top to-do list as far as the things that I absolutely love and cannot live without. And that PDF I created in Canva. So there are some things that you can do with respect to text. Thinking about just kind of strategically creating some content around your content in blogging, using word swag to create some, short little quick tip and quotes and that you can post on your social media platforms, and then using Canva to come up with some really cool PDFs that you can give away for free. And like I said, inside of my Canva challenge at sistasense.com/Canva, I even show you how I put together several PDFs inside of Canva that as an entrepreneur you should be creating for your business. So that challenge again is at sistasense.com/Canva, but I wanted to make sure that I could at least show you one of them that I created, the sistasense.com/12PTS, so you can take an example, take a look at what I've created and what you could possibly come up with as well. So wow. This is a big one, right? This is a meaty conversation today. This conversation around CACs, creating content around your content. At the end of the day, a sales page, and a free pop-up, that's not enough. You want to make sure that you can get more people, not just coming to your website or your offer once, but coming back multiple times until you get them to convert from browsers into buyers. When you create more CACs, essentially, number one, you're creating more touch points. Number two, you're creating more freebies. And number three, you're making more offers consistently, right? Especially because I work with entrepreneurs all the time, one of the things that I see is people don't make offers enough. And when you think about your favorite companies, your favorite brands that you opt into, more than likely they're connected to you, whether they're sending you videos, you're watching their commercials, you're listening to them on the radio, they're sending you coupons and promotions in your email or even in your text box, right? They're messaging you free coupons, whether it be text messages, emails, radios, commercials. They are consistently making offers to you, which is why you consistently are aware and up on when they've got something that's of interest to you. Maybe not every day, but at least consistently enough that you know either several times a month or several times a quarter or year, you're buying something from that particular brand. So when you get into the habit of creating more CACs, essentially, again, you're providing your community with more touch points, more freebies, and you are getting into the habit of making more offers. Making more offers means you're connecting more, providing value more, attracting more customers, and getting more of your previous customers to come back. That is the power of content around your content. That is why it's smart marketing, and it's one of the things that I've created. I created the CAC acronym so that I could really break down and explain to people, even those of you who hate to sell, how you can start to strategically get better at selling, okay? So when you do that one webinar or send out that one email or, that you try to get that person to click that one time, you've got to know the rule of 7. Your goal is, okay, I'm not going to get frustrated. It's okay if they didn't click it and they didn't buy that one time. Let me focus on getting more people to come back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. And that's going to help me improve optimization. Now, conversion marketing matters most. There are so many other things that you can do to work on conversion, and I will definitely share them with you at another time. Today, I wanted to focus on some smart things that you can do with respect to, again, content around your content. Now, I'm a visual girl, so hopefully you can take advantage of the resources that I've shared with you here. The video challenge, the audio challenge, the Canva challenge, the blog challenge. I've shared quite a few of my personal Sister Sense training resources that you can take a look at, even if you just kind of want to take a look at the sales pages and see how I put things together, or you want to take advantage of the trainings themselves, which are a combination of both audio and also webinar training, so you can see my screen and I can break it all the way down, sharing with you ideas, concepts, execution tools, resources, and answering probably a lot of questions that you may have with respect to creating this kind of content, whether it be audio, video, images, or text. Now, those are a ton of websites, I realize, so I do not want you to be overwhelmed. I really want you to keep things simple. Think about what particular platform really resonates with you. If you are right now really interested in doing more images, doing more audio, doing more video, or doing more text, then select one. Now, keep in mind, when you are in a position to get these resources, you can get them now and not necessarily have to watch them all now, right? So that's an option too. But I do have another option for you, and it's called Fire and Focus for Life. At sistersense.com/life, you will be able to learn more about my mastermind series, the Fire Starter Circle. Fire and Focus for Life is an opportunity for you to get lifetime access to my mastermind. Every single month we have what I like to call profit projects, and I share, whether it be a blog challenge, an audio challenge, and a video challenge, we do something strategically that's going to help you create amazing content, attract new customers, and keep those old ones coming back so that you can boost your technical, your marketing, and your sales skills. Money marketing and sales is the focus of the Fire Starter Circle Mastermind. Fire and Focus for Life. Essentially, if you sign up, you're going to get access to our ongoing live trainings, plus you will get access to 27 of my best online training courses with respect to money marketing and sales, creating digital content, and doing a lot of the things that I talk about here, working on your blog, working on video, working on audio, Canva, and more. By the way, all of the challenges that I mentioned to you today, those are available to you inside the 12-month archive that you get access to in Fire and Focus for Life. So you have the option of going to one of those links and saying, you know what, I would love to just get the audio challenge or love to just get the video challenge. But honestly, if you would love to get lifetime access to not only my upcoming mastermind sessions, because again, I do them every month in my group. We have a mastermind call and a mastermind webinar each month, but get access to these challenges and other trainings and the 27 e-courses plus more that's available. You can just simply go to sistersense.com/life, sign up for everything, no subscriptions, no hassles, no headaches. It never expires. It's a lifetime access. So you can utilize the trainings that you need based on what you are focused on right now. And then when you're ready to work on something new, you can then go back, log into Sister Sense, and take advantage of another training or another course. Okay? So those are the resources that I provided with you for you today. Again, I am excited to see what you come up with. And I'm excited because I get to motivate you to really dig in and dig deep when it comes to smart marketing and sales. There are so many things that you can do, and they don't have to be overwhelming or overly technical for you to achieve your goals. So that is it for today with respect to smart marketing and CACs. If you want to check in with me, email me, sistersense@gmail.com. And if you would love to learn more about the Fire and Focus for Life series, go to sistersense.com/life. Alrighty, that's it for today's Sister Sense Success series. I will talk to you again real soon. Until then, take care. Bye.